In this module, we'll turn RWA from theory into a shippable product. You'll pick an asset, define your target user, sketch the legal and technical stack, and explore integration options. So by the end, you have a clear, realistic RWA MVP concept you could start building. Before you touch smart contracts or legal wrappers, you need a sharp thesis. Why this asset and why now? Start by naming a real-world problem. Who is currently blocked by cost, regulation, or gatekeepers from accessing this asset or yield? Then, spell out the on-chain advantage. Tokenization has to unlock something specific: 24/7 liquidity, composability with DeFi, global reach, or automated cash flows. Finally, identify your unfair edge. That might be proprietary sourcing, superior underwriting, deep relationships, strong technical execution, or regulatory expertise. Without that edge, you're essentially just cloning generic basis trade beta. When you ask which real-world assets are crypto-ready, you're balancing four forces. First, valuation and cash flow. Can you price the asset cleanly and forecast income, like T-bills or leases? Second, legal enforceability. If something breaks, is there a clear jurisdiction and collateral, so token holders can actually claim value? Third, data availability. Can oracles and benchmarks reliably reflect what's happening off-chain? And fourth, operational load. Who handles KYC, custody, servicing, audits, and how heavy and costly is that machinery? RWA product market fit means aligning three things: who you serve, what they need, and how much risk they tolerate. DeFi protocols mainly chase TVL growth and composability, so they gravitate to predictable, programmatic assets like short-term credit or invoices. DAOs and treasuries optimize for capital preservation, so T-bills and short-duration debt with conservative, transparent risk are a better match. Crypto-native retail looks for simple stories and small ticket sizes, while institutions care most about regulation, compliance, and clean legal wrappers. Every RWA starts with something boring but real: an underlying asset like real estate, invoices, or loans. The key move is not tokenizing it directly, but routing it through a legal wrapper, usually an SPV, trust, or fund. That wrapper locks in jurisdiction, tax treatment, who can invest, and how enforcement works if things go wrong. Only after that do you define token rights. Are holders effectively taking equity risk, credit risk, or just a pass-through of cash flows? That decision drives yield, risk, and regulatory treatment. Designing an RWA token means making a deliberate choice about how tightly you lock down transfers. In a fully permissioned model, every holder and every transfer passes KYC checks. That fits securities law, but kills most DeFi composability. A semi-permissioned model adds nuance: strict checks when capital first comes in, but looser rules on secondary trading or within approved tiers. A permissionless token feels like a normal ERC20, no embedded compliance hooks and maximum integrations, but realistically limited to non-securities. At the system level, think of two separate states that must stay in sync. Off-chain is where courts care: contracts, property titles, bank records, and verified identities. That layer decides who legally owns what and who gets paid. On-chain is the executable mirror: token standards like ERC20 or ERC7211, balances, transfer rules, and whitelists, deployed on mainnet or cheaper L2s. The state sync bridge is everything that keeps those two realities aligned: oracles, reporting, audits, and legal enforcement. The oracle layer is the translation service between messy real life and deterministic smart contracts. The real asset throws off events. Rent gets paid, a loan installment is missed, a new appraisal comes in. An oracle node ingests those facts, checks them against data sources or legal records, and publishes a clean, machine-readable update on-chain. From there, contracts can recalibrate token price via Navy updates and route cash flows, so that whoever holds the tokens actually receives the underlying yield. Tokenizing an asset is only the starting point. It becomes powerful once it plugs into familiar DeFi Legos. As collateral in lending markets, RWA tokens can unlock leverage or borrowing against real-world yield. On DEXs, they gain 24/7 liquidity and transparent price discovery. And in yield aggregators, their cash flows can be routed into strategies and vaults, making returns composable across DeFi. Here's how RWA lending typically works in practice. A user posts an RWA token as collateral, just like posting Ethers or STTH. The lending protocol then decides if that collateral is acceptable, how volatile its price is, how deep secondary liquidity looks, and how quickly it could be liquidated. If it passes those checks, borrowers can draw a stablecoin loan against it. The hard part is liquidation design, spelling out exactly how this illiquid collateral is redeemed or auctioned during stress, and getting DAOs to approve that framework. When you bring an RWA on-chain, secondary liquidity design is almost as important as the asset itself. First, choose your pair. Deep stablecoin pools give predictable pricing. Pairing with ETH adds volatility but can attract more speculative flow. Next, match the AMM to the asset's behavior. Floating value tokens fit constant product curves. Debt or T-bill style tokens work better in stable swap or concentrated ranges around par. Finally, you usually need incentives, LP rewards, fee sharing, or protocol-owned liquidity to bootstrap real market depth. Tranching is the process of slicing the same RWA pool into different risk flavors. The senior tranche gets paid first. It behaves more like a bond, lower risk, more predictable yield, suitable for DAOs or treasuries focused on capital preservation. The junior tranche absorbs losses if things go wrong, so it demands higher, more volatile returns and tends to fit specialist credit investors. On top of that, DeFi can wrap these tranches into vaults that auto-compound. Just remember to analyze how RWA risk plus protocol risk stack together before chasing headline APYs. Before you ship an RWA MVP, sanity check 4 dimensions. First, your thesis. Which asset, which users, and why you win versus competitors. Second, legal. A real wrapper in a chosen jurisdiction, plus a working KYC flow. Third, tech-audited token contracts. A live Oracle or data pipeline, and a simple mint, redeem interface. Fourth, market integration. At least one DEX pool or trading venue live, one lending integration in progress, and a basic yield vault so users can actually deploy size.